Justice League Dark, issue 11, James Tynion the fourth, writing with Alvaro Martinez on the art. Take it away.
So we've got two plot threads in this issue. We got all the stuff on Mirror, which is,
Right.
all the magic users dealing with their deal that was presented to them by the Lords of Order. And
Right.
then we've got Zatanna and Wonder Woman doing their thing. So which one do you want to start with, Matt?
Well, let's start with Zatanna and
Okay, sure.
Diana.
So
And
they're off to visit Mordru because
Right.
they want some chaos to fight the Order.
Right, and they find out that Mordru has been operating under their nose. He's created a pub in the lobby of the Justice League headquarters at the Hall of Justice.
Yeah,
Which-
he's basically gone, hey, those Harry Potter movies cool. Let's do the Leaky Cauldron.
Yeah, and so no one is aware because of magic, right? Like
Yeah.
he's been there the whole time. Although I love the idea of the Hall of Justice as this museum that's always open. People can go visit.
Yeah, but they're not no alcoholic drinks because
No,
Superman's a bit of
Superman.
a stickler.
Yeah, which as a straight edge person, I kind of appreciate,
Yeah.
But I also believe that Superman would be like, yeah, beer and wine's cool.
Yeah,
Just don't overserve.
They're like in the private lounge or the private
Yeah.
cafeteria. Like, I'm sure he'd allow that.
So, and that's why I love the town's like, well, don't get this twisted. This isn't anything to do with you guys. This is all him. And I kind of love that Mordru isn't necessarily the villain here. He's there kind of this is the hero journey. This is the hard lesson.
Yeah.
And he's just like, look, you have to have chaos for order to work, right?
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other. And that when everybody decided to get involved with magic, he preferred chaos because it was messy.
Yeah,
And-
his idea was magic is inherently chaotic because it
Yeah.
just changes things at the whim of some words. How
Right.
can that be order?
And basically you're just redirecting the magic when it comes to chaos versus order. When you're putting in spells and incantations and potions, you're tying it down to something that is basically a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
And that was proved with Naboo and the rest of the Lords of Order, that once you get enough order, it's not enough. You have to wipe chaos out. Versus chaos is like, sure, there can be order because there needs something for us to bounce off of. Versus order is like, well, no, if it's completely ordered, we've won.
Yeah.
And so the part that got me is when, one, he silences Zatanna, knowing how powerful she is.
Oh, and he just kind of takes away her mouth and leaves it like
And her nose, so like she can't breathe.
yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
So she's suffering. Dana is weighing over her head because, like, yeah, she deals with mythological stuff, but not magic,
No, not until recently.
And the slapdown that Morju gives Diana, he's like, no, this is chaos.
Yeah.
This isn't what you're looking for. You think that's what it is, and then he just kind of pieces out, and he imbues the ruby with chaos energy.
Yeah.
And-
So they pick it up and they become new Lords of Chaos. The idea is Mordru, he was the only one left. He was
Right.
the only Lord of Chaos.
right.
But now
It's-
Diana and Zatanna too.
Well, it's kind of very Star Wars in that versus the Sith and the Jedi, right? Whereas with
Yeah,
the Sith, there can only be two.
sure. Yeah.
And the Jedi get so blind into their mission that that's how they get taken out. And you kind of see that a little bit in these Lords of Order. Is Mordru says it, they all put their essence in these magical artifacts so they could stay in control. They
Yeah.
couldn't just let things be. And this is why it's a problem now. So I feel like by the end of this, the Helm of Fate won't necessarily have Naboo associated with it,
Maybe not. No.
But then that takes us to
I just want to say before we move on, I love what this run has been doing with the because now we've done this with Mordru. Now we did it with Cersei. In the Witching Hour,
Yeah.
it feels like it's setting up that all these villains, yes, they have their own agendas and they're doing arguably evil stuff, but they can often be reasoned with depending on what the purpose is, and they're not just out to destroy everything. They've got a specific agenda they want to fulfill. And I feel like, okay, now that when it was just Cersei, I'm like, okay, that's one, but two's a pattern now.
Right, well, because he even brings up Hecate, and what they had to do to her was out of necessity. It's so magic could thrive, they had to bind Hecate.
Right, but it
because
makes me feel like that's long-term plans for the series is accepting that, okay, maybe in the same way there's this balance between chaos and order, maybe there has to be some sort of balance with the villains and the heroes.
Yeah, and that's what I think that's where it's going, because then you get into Mira. They jump to this place called Core, and Core was where the first Homo Magi lived.
Yeah,
And it's this place that is just inherently magical, but it's not imaginary, not like Mira where you know, how did he put it? Like there's the veil that, because it's imagined, the people are tied to that place.
yeah. So by taking away its power, it literally kind of vanishes. All the
Right.
people just disappear.
And so
Bobo's sword loses all its magic, and it's just a sword now.
yeah, and that's where the shock out of this one comes, is like they're getting ready to make the deal, and then all the people from Mira start just like, I don't want to say vanishing, because it's not like the snap, right, where they turn to
No,
ash.
it's more disintegrate. Like they get like
piece by
holes
piece
in them. Yeah.
And
It's like a block of like a block of cheddar cheese with all the holes in.
You mean Swiss cheese?
Swiss cheese, yeah. Well, I mean, you get cheddar like that here as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, they start going, and Bobo tries to use a sword, and that's where you find out from Blue Devil, like, well, no, the power came from Mira. That's just a sword now.
They're setting up to fight, and then they're like, all right, your 5 minutes are up. What's your choice? And something's like, oh, you're about to go. Oh, we'll never give in. And Jason Blood just gets up. It's like, nope, we choose to live.
Which again, that's to me, that's chaos, right? Because they're not all going in. That's where I feel like the power is going to come from, is the fact that they're going to make the choice that if you are magical, you can take it and be forgotten.
Yeah.
Right. But that's their choice, and the rest of them aren't, and they're going to stand and fight. And that's, again, when Wonder Woman and Zatanna show up, I feel that's going to be the turning point, is the fact that they've made the decision to do it. But yeah, and they turn Blue Devil into stone because he tries to fight the Lords of Order, and it seems hopeless.
It is.
Yeah. But no, I like the whole idea of Core, that this was the first place where magic was born, and where it was bound, and there's so much magic in this place, just inherently. Like, you just can't get rid of it. It's in the DNA of the place.
Yeah.
But it's very much a tangible, because they bring up that the Lords of Order are taking out all of these ancillary magical places, and because it's cleaning up. Yeah. Because there's too much magic, and now it's gotten too out of control.
But this place is kind of safe, which is cool.
Yep. So
I really like the issue, obviously.
Yep.
Do have a little bit of a pacing problem in that we kind of finish with the mirror plot. That Jason Blood going, "Oh, we choose to live,"
right,
is the last we see of them, and that's about halfway through, maybe just over. Feels like there's quite a lot of, okay, now we're into Wonder Woman and Zatanna.
Yeah.
Which is, it's all good stuff. It's just maybe could have been spread out a little bit more, just intercut a little bit neater.
Probably. Yeah, because I felt like there were whole big chunks of it that were, instead of being like intercut.
Yeah.
Which I felt would have made the pacing ramp up. But also, anytime I hear the term chaos magic, I can't not think of flipping Grant Morrison. So, Yeah. But yeah, no, it was it's, again, I really love this book, because it's doing a lot of fun stuff.
It is, and like I said, how is this only 11 issues in? I mean,
I know.
Add a handful more for the.
Well, and we really haven't dealt with the other kind in a while, so this whole chaos versus order stuff, I feel that plays right into the other kind too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because what do they represent? Like, are they chaos? Are they order? Like, will chaos magic be just as deadly to them as it would be to the, or will it amp them up? And this was all part of their plan.
Yeah, we'll find out, I'm sure. But this is a great first year on the book.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, there was a bit of a speed bump with the Witching Hour, just because of, I feel, how it was handled.
More of a pacing problem than anything in the story, though.
Well, that's why I said a speed bump, because but we still got to where we needed.
I think being more removed from it now and just thinking back, I like it more, just because of all the actual plot elements are in my head rather than the pacing of the event itself.
Yeah.
So I like it in terms of the overall narrative.
Yeah. All right. So what's your rating it?
I'll go with an 8.5.
Yeah, I'll go with an 8. It was, again, a lot of fun. Art's still decent. Like it's
Yeah.
It was,
Less
it was alright.
standout moments in this issue, but still solid throughout.